Right. Next up, we have Kent, who owns Sasquatch Shuttles, one of the private companies who gives tours along the historic Columbia River Highway. He actively participates in regional transportation planning, contributing to discussions with the historic Columbia River Highway Advisory Committee, and is an active member of ODOT's Public Transportation Advisory Committee as well. And Kent, if you could start us off with your transit story.
Yeah, thanks for having me here today. Transit has been something I've been involved in since a kid. I was one of those weird kids that got involved in government way too early. Been doing this a long time. But when I grew up, my parents both worked and we had one car. So as a kid you wanted to go anywhere, like a parent was working, so you either took your bike or some form of transit. So I've been using it my entire life. And a lot of my family lives in Europe where they don't have cars, they ride trains, so when we go visit them. And so that's always been a thought in the back of my mind, is how easy it is in Europe to just move around without a car. And you get here, I live pretty rural, it's very difficult to move around without a car. So through life, multiple careers I've had. My last major career was public safety. I was a deputy sheriff for Multnomah County. And so I dealt with a little bit of the congestion assigned to the Gorge. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. This is bad. When I retired, I don't sit still. My wife told me to get outside, so I started the company, Sasquatch Shuttle, with our main goal of reducing that congestion, the congestion that I constantly fought. Like Tara mentioned, we'd get 911 calls for medicals or rescues, and we literally could not get there because when cars park in the middle of the road, it's hard to get another car around them, or specifically an ambulance or fire truck. It created massive issues. I remember times carrying people down the road because we couldn't get an ambulance to them. So I went into it with that goal in mind of how can I solve it, and taking my background of transit, I'm like, oh, okay, we can do this. Took my retirement account, invested in some buses. We started with some 1980s school buses. They were pretty sweet, but I'm pretty sure he turned them on and a tree fell over somewhere. Point being, we got up and running. It was quickly successful, like the Columbia Gorge Express was, and it proved the concept was right, other than we did start in 2020, which was not a good year to start a transit business. We survived it, moved on. Currently, we have a fleet of, 8 buses, I believe. Our new buses get delivered tomorrow. We have some double-deckers coming that are going to run the freeway, so they're going to be pretty cool. Yeah, the demand is there. So we have operated 2 basic services. We found there's 2 major groups that come to the waterfall corridor, and that's where my experience mostly is. We have the people that need to get in front of Multnomah Falls, take their Instagram picture and go home. Maybe a picture, t-shirt, ice cream cone, but 25 minutes. When I started it, I like to hike. I'm like, oh, we're going to do this hop on, hop off. We'll take you to all these trailheads. And people are getting on the bus before it could leave the stop. They're like, oh, got a picture back on the bus. I'm like, So we've learned. So we have 2 services. One that'll take you down to Multnomah Falls and back, right out of Troutdale. Our goal now is to stop the cars prior to crossing the Sandia River, keep them out of the gorge entirely. We'd previously operated out of our private lot in Bridalveil, which stopped them early, but we've tried to bring that back a little bit. And then 2 is a tour. So that's more for the person that does want to experience more sites along, and that we have a smaller bus that goes out the old highway if it doesn't fall off the cliff, the whole way out there, and gives the 2 experiences for the 2 main types of people coming out to the gorge to experience those wreck sites. So we've really found that it's 2 separate people and you can't merge them into one service, so we've tried to make that available. I think last year we moved over 26,000 people by bus. So, we figure it's about 2.4, is that the number of people per car? Somewhere in there, so you can do reverse math. It's a lot of cars we're preventing from hitting the Multnomah Falls waterfall corridor area, and you can see that effect. It's I don't know, it's Big Brother, but there's AI websites that basically track your phone. If you don't know, sorry, they do. And you can see how we can move more people through the site with less congestion. So our thing is, it's not a people problem. We can get people to these sites. It's a car problem. We don't have the parking. We don't have the infrastructure to hold the cars. And so we want to make it sustainable. We want people to be able to go when they want to go. We want people to enjoy the outdoors.